What is up, guys? We're here with, of course, a ranking. I am going to rank definitively the girls from Huniepop from worst to best. Now, I'm only going to be talking about the first Huniepop game, not Honeycam Studio or Huniepop 2, just the first one, because that's the one I'm the most familiar with. Plus, there's just so many others from the other games that, especially from Huniepop 2, that's just like it would be kind of unreasonable. Maybe I can make a super video at some point in the future. I'm not sure, but here we are. I'm going to rank all of the Huniepop girls from worst to best, and of course, this is not just my opinion. This is facts and logic. So if you disagree with it, sorry, my guy, you're just wrong. So let's get into it. So at worst, we're talking about Jessie. Yeah, Jessie is the worst. And I don't care what anybody else has to say. I dislike Jessie mostly due to personal experience. See, here's a little bit of a story for you, all right? So I used to be in when I was in high school, I was in a heavy metal band. For more specifically thrash metal. We used to play covers of like Metallica and Megadeth songs, and we had our own songs that we would play as well. And we would always open for this larger band that was like this kind of dirtier, like, I don't know, I guess you could say glam metal, but they weren't really like that. I don't know, they were just kind of a hard rock band, honestly, but we would open for them, and they would always play at this one bar that we would always, me, my friends, my brother, we were all in this band. There were 4 of us. We would always kind of joke around about, make jokes about. And see, the problem is that at this bar, you would have a lot of like, because it's a small town, you'd be at this bar and like, you have classmates, like relatives, especially like moms who are like wasted, right? And they come up to you and they're like, ooh, like that's what Jessie reminds me of. Jessie is that kind of person. She peaked in high school. She peaked like 25, 30 years ago, and she's like, she still thinks she's got it, right? Because back in the day, she was I don't know, maybe a groupie for some band back in like 1993, but now she's well past her prime, but she like doesn't realize it, and so she thinks that she can somehow. She's pretty much at the declining end of the declining end of the crest, so to speak. And it's just it's unearned confidence because of that, and I don't like that. It's just very annoying to me. I also don't like her voice. She's got that smoker's voice. Which I find it pretty funny too, because in Huniepop 2 she's gonna have emphysema. What the frick? Oh man. And so it's really telling, and yeah. I mean, I understand,
sorry, but that is not
Q
sexy.
like freaks out. She's like, this is MILF territory. No, not really. Not even in the slightest. But yeah, Jessie's the worst. Go figure. Now, number 11 is Lola. Now, the reason why Lola is down here is very simple, all right? I have a pet peeve, right? One of my pet peeves, and it's a very strong one, is that if you are going around asserting how busy your schedule is, how whatever, you're not actually a busy person, right? I need to, I don't know, I don't have enough time for I'm so busy, whatever. Like, if you're constantly asserting that you're not busy, right? And that's sort of like what Lola sort of embodies. That's like a whole personality. She's like, oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur, like whatever. Then you know what? Focus on that then. Stop. Don't waste your time. If you're trying to do business stuff, then just do that. Like, if you really don't have any time for anything else. I know this is sort of bleeding in from like Huniepop 2 also, but that's sort of like the way she is in the first game as well, except she's more like, I'm trying to run my own. She's always like about like the run my own business thing, and like, my time is very valuable, all this stuff. Then you know what? Then why? Like, obviously, like, dating is a waste of time, so don't even bother. Focus on the more important thing. Then how's that? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's a pet peeve, of mine that someone is always talking about how busy they are, and it's because they have the time. They actually have the time to say that they are busy, so they're actually not. But they want to sound like they're important. They're more important than they really are. And it's just like, bruh, nah. So yeah, Lola. So yeah, number 10 is Kiana. Now, why is Kiana so low? Because she yells a lot. That's pretty much it. Honestly, it's just like, I don't like being greeted by a walls of sound from someone, especially just in general, I guess.
Thanks, man.
Like, you walk into a room and they just immediately start yelling at you for no reason. It's just like, bruh, could you maybe chill? And maybe that's kind of like, whatever. But like, what else is her personality? That she's a mom? Like, I don't really. Like what else is there? She has no personality besides being the kind to yell at you. So I mean, I understand it's not like angry yelling, but it's still loud, and I just don't. It's just not my style, I guess. So yeah. Number 9 is Venus, and the reason why I don't like Venus at all is because she is like arrogance. It's just, there's confidence and then there's arrogance, right? And she's at a level of arrogance that's just, I don't know, unforgivable, I guess. She's a goddess, I don't care, because at the end of the day, a goddess is still bettered by just some dude, right? So what does that really say about, the quality of her divinity if she can be bested by some mere mortal, So at the end of the day, like, once again, we have another situation where it's like this unfounded confidence, like unearned. It's except in here it's arrogance, and there's a certain level of like admonishments that you can just like, she's always saying, this is okay. I'm okay with this. No, I think you can do better than that. Like, no. Like, miss me with bad. Like, honestly, she's just bad. I don't know what else to say. I mean, there's nothing. It's insulting too, because like, oh wait, no, that's Jessie. Jessie kind of does that thing too, though, where if you do get praise, it's like as if you're like a pet dog or something like that, and it's just like, nah. There's probably a fetish for that out there somewhere, but that's not me. So yeah. So number 8 is Tiffany. Now we're out of the dislike section at this point, right? From now on, I don't necessarily dislike these characters, but the reason why Tiffany is probably shockingly low, scandalous, she's shockingly low on this list, and the reason why I think maybe a lot of the reason why she is because
I love it.
how do I say it? She's just I don't know, plain, I guess. Like, there's nothing. It's about as plain as white bread, or like, I don't know, just bland. She's just so. But we would shake it, but like no. It's like the the girl next door type, whatever, but like no. And maybe it's also a thing where she's like so typical, like blonde, white hair. Yeah, she's a blonde girl with white hair. She's like a white girl with blonde hair. Like, oh, like the typical like image of whatever, and it's just like no, just you go live your whimsical life somewhere, and make sure you take photos of yourself doing every sort of thing everywhere you go. It's just like so plain, and I'm just like nah. Number 7 is Celeste. Now, Celeste used to be maybe a tick lower on this list, but Celeste is actually kind of higher now because I kind of respect her neurodivergency, because she's an alien, right? So she's just kind of like different. And like I really like how she will like quiz you about the solar system and stuff. When I was a kid, I used to have like this thing where I would just memorize facts about the solar system. I don't remember all of them. I used to be able to recite like what it would say by heart, and I remember the only thing I can remember now is like the distance from the sun to Pluto. At that time, because of course Pluto has a highly elliptical orbit, so it's different now. But back then it was like 3,666,000,000 miles from the sun, or if you travel at 100 miles per hour, 24 hours a day, it would take. Okay, anyway, I think she would be pretty impressed if I said that just like that. Man, I can get the cadence down still. That's just insane. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of what I like about Celeste, is that like she's just sort of out there, kind of a weirdo, and that's good. Being a weirdo, like a genuine weirdo, not the typical like white suburban quirky weirdo, but like a genuine weirdo, can be kind of cool. So yeah, Celeste is pretty litty. Still number 7, but pretty litty. So number 6 is Belly. And why is Belly so high on this list? I honestly don't really. Honestly, I think it's just because like, I mean, she does have one major point against her, and that's like the whole like spiritual, like new age spirituality thing. Like, I mean, it's not like the biggest deal breaker thing in the world, but at the same time, it's just sort of like, it's kind of cringe, But I think the reason why she places comparatively high on this is because at the very least she isn't plain, but she's just kind of like, she's like harmless. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the spirituality aspect isn't like to a horribly toxic level, like it can be, that it can very dangerously fall into, and like, but her personality sort of negates that. So like at least as she exists in this game, she's just kind of like, she's very kind to everybody, and she's just sort of maybe a little too preoccupied with the whole like mysticism of new age religion or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because she's a yoga instructor. So number 5 is Aiko, and this one is really interesting because back in the day, Aiko used to kind of sketch me out because her voice sounded a lot like someone that I knew. Like, and so I'm like, bruh, it kind of sketched me out in that regard. But just looking at Aiko from just outside of that context, she's
Beautiful.
pretty cool, I think. Kind of like that. I mean, an irresponsible teacher, absolutely. Very irresponsible teacher, but I mean, in these types of games, like it's just a sad reality that at least these types of kind of older female teachers, not like super old or anything, not necessarily in the MILF category, but like more mature, maybe late 20s, early 30s, sort of, where it's like it's sort of like, oh yeah, and like it's whatever, but yeah, Aiko, I mean, she's pretty funny, I think. She's not the funniest out there, but at the very least, she's down to earth. She's just kind of like real about things. Like, I don't know if she even likes being like a college professor. It doesn't sound like it. But the biggest no-no is that isn't it her who has like the gambling issue or something? I can't. Maybe it isn't. I'm pretty sure it is. And it's just like, bruh, Yeah. Angie goes to school drunk. So number 4 is Momo, and Momo is pretty high on this list, but she could have very well ended up at the bottom. But the reason why is sort of like the reason why she's high on this list. She's like unintentionally funny with how like dumb she is, but like it really straddles this line, this very, very thin line between like how stupid is kind of charming and how stupid is just annoying. And she really just like it's just a little bit enough to where it's kind of charming, her voice, and despite having a really high-pitched voice, it's not really like what is it? It's not grating to listen to. It's just sort of like, yeah, this one's pretty cool, and the way you summon her is by like throwing out like a goldfish or something like that. Like goldfish in a bag or something. Fish in a bag, not fish in a cup, but fish in a bag. Yeah. Anyway, I wasn't even there for that inside joke. I don't think so. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, she's. And weirdly enough, this might sound weird, I don't know, but like the kimono that she wears like as the default outfit is actually kind of cool. For some reason, the color scheme is just very appealing to me, and I know that's probably like a really stupid reason, but like, hey, you know what? Equally stupid reasons for equally stupid characters. I mean. I think it fits. If it fits, it ships for a low flat rate or something. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Whatever happened in that campaign? And this is where things start getting really difficult, but number 3 has to be Q. I don't make this decision lightly, but Q is lit. She is litty. Like, bruh. Alright, so the moment that she won me over was when she just said noise. I know it sounds kind of stupid,
I just can't.
but literally when I heard her say noise, I'm like, bruh, this is it. Like, this is the ultimate, Obviously she isn't, because she's only number 3, but she's just I like how blunt she is about everything. You know, her the way she breaks the fourth wall. I mean, I know fourth wall breaks are kind of a dime a dozen now. Like, you know, a lot of bad or like lazily written media sort of, you know, go in and, you know, break the fourth wall, you know, as if it's like a competitive sport or something, who can do it fastest. And, you know, it's not necessarily that clever, but the way it's done, the way she does it in this is amazing. I really like that. So it does, she's really funny, cute. I mean, the way she expresses herself is really funny. And it's very frank, it's very upfront, and you know, she's just kind of enjoying existence, I guess. So, and she's trying to impress her boss, who unfortunately is one of the worst in this game. But you know, sometimes, I mean, that's what master and apprentice is for, right? The master is supposed to be outdone by the apprentice. I mean, that's how the training works. So like, yeah, in this case, I think it worked really well. Venus is a great master because her apprentice is brilliant. Yeah, number 2 is Nikki. Oh man, I wonder what people are gonna think about this one. Nikki is the second best, and I think the main reason why is because of how, like, what's the word? I don't even know how to describe it. Just the way she is. She's kind of soft, not really, kind of soft-spoken, but not because like she's meek or mild or anything like that, but because she's just like, you know, she's trying. Well, she's a gamer. Hey, gamers, look, hello, fellow gamers. She's just trying to, like, she's just doing her own thing, and I that resonates with me. Just doing your own thing, just kind of doing your thing. Now, the one thing that does kind of get me is her bad, like, I mean, not bad, but she has kind of an, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of her views on necessarily like customer service or anything like that, but that's like heavily offset by the fact that she's just like really into, and shamelessly so, into the things that she likes. You know, she's not afraid to just sort of exist in that world, you know, and not really worry about the opinions of other people. She's not necessarily, you know, the most, I guess, she's not really a big fan of doing things that are necessarily
seriously?
Like, that
Thanks.
most people her age do. I mean, man, there's so much about her that's like me, and it's like,
Not
yeah,
so bad.
yeah. So yeah, Nikki is, I mean, she's number 2. And, I mean, obviously number 1 has to be Audrey. Audrey is just perfect. I mean, I know I said before, oh, you know, it's how Jesse and Venus demean you. It's like, yeah, it's in kind of like a way where it's unwarranted, or like unearned, you know? Like, oh, they think they are such, you know, great stuff or whatever. But Audrey just, she puts you through the ringer, man. And, you know, it's unapologetic, and it's not like a fetish thing either. It's just like, nah, you're an idiot loser, you know, and like, you should just, I don't know. It's not like I like you or anything. Oh man, Audrey is fantastic. Yeah, I know you could say, oh, but you know, she smokes like Jesse. Yeah, I know. But I like it. Man, she just goes full on into like the mean territory. She's just cruel, you know. And that's what I like about it. I don't know. I like, it's just very authentic. Again, she's unapologetically just doing her own thing, you know, like it's just the way she is. She kind of acts tough, you know. I mean, I guess you could say that that's kind of fake, since, you know, she's not really, she's like acting tough, but like I really like the act, you know. I really like the way she just kind of gives you broadside after broadside, just like brutally like mauls you, you know, verbally, and that's what I like about it. You know, I like that kind of stuff. I'm into it, you know. I'm the type of person who likes to be insulted like that. So, hey, if that means you want to leave a comment, being insulting, go for it. And so there it is. That is my definitive ranking of, you know, all of the girls in Huniepop. And, you know, just so that I'm clear once again, you know, you have your opinions, and that's fine, but my opinion is the best opinion, because I do not only lazy reviews, but superior reviews.